Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back at it again for another Marvel Legends action figure video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Death's Head. And I have been highly anticipating getting one of these for a while. Death's Head has been on my list of most requested Marvel Legends for the longest time. He's a cyborg mercenary that originated in the UK comics, and in traditional UK style, he has yellow teeth. But before we get into the figure itself, quickly we're just going to take a quick look at the packaging here. And these lilac-y colors might seem a little bit weird for this character, but these are based around the old Marvel, collector cards and such. Marvel Legends, Superheroes, Death's Head, Hasbro. It's got the comic book art right there that was featured on that previously mentioned collector card. It's also got the Death's Head logo on the top. Nothing much going on at the bottom. Got the back right here with the stats and his backstory and such right back there.
Don't call Death's Head a bounty hunter, unless you're tired of breathing. This peacekeeping cyborg from the far future is a one-being arsenal who doesn't care who his next victim is, as long as he's being paid.
He does come with this pretty cool display backdrop inside of his package. Always appreciate getting, extra bonus things like that, even if they're just very simple pieces of cardboard.
I'm a simple man, okay?
And here's now taking a look at all the accessories included with Marvel Legends Death's Head. First off, he comes with some nice alternate hands. First of all, he comes with a basic pair of fists. He comes with one right-handed, dramatic, action hand. And then he comes with one left-handed grabby hand, which allows him to grab these nuts. Allows him to hold this included shield, which, by the way, I love how the shield has all these scratches and battle damage all over it. Love those little details. Now, traditionally in the Death's Head comic books, Death's Head usually has this interchangeable weapon hand where you can, change out different kinds of weapons on his right arm. And thankfully, all of these dark gray weapons he includes all have the same pegs as the wrists do. He has this missile launching one. Sure doesn't look like a missile. He does have this axe blade one, which he does use quite a bit in the comics. And then he does come with his more traditional spiked club hand one. Now, this accessory does look sharp, but don't let it deceive you because it is. Seriously, this actually does kind of hurt whenever I'm taking it on and off. And there are some other parts on this figure that do. Also, all of these accessories are also capable of being used on his left arm as well. Also, one more thing, just wrapping up the accessories, what you can do is you can take all three of these dark gray weapon pieces and you can tab them in on here. And then, just like in the comic book, he can have them stored right there on his back, and that is a pretty good look going for him as well. He looks fully equipped. Taking an up-close look at Death's Head's very accurate, very, to the design that he had in the original Marvel Transformers UK comic book, as well as the modern Marvel comic books. And overall, I really do like his design. I do like his little, mouth, jaw, and the teeth, and that facial expression just looks great. I love the horns. And just overall, I love the, just cybernetic, details going in there and such. Very nice looking and very intimidating head sculpt. And then I also like the shoulder pads they got right here. And then I also modern Marvel design. And I like how they also added in all these bump scratches and all these, scorch marks and, bullet holes and such. He's got the red right there. He's got the yellow torso underneath there with the, with the molded silver. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There's not a whole lot of marbling or swirling going on inside the gray, which is also really nice as well. And again, nice matte yellow going in right there. Makes him look very seamless. Again, also complementing with his teeth and the red. Coming down the rest of the body, he's got some more yellow in those gauntlets right there. And he's also got yellow there in the knuckles, very much like how that looks especially. And then his belt right here has got some nice bits of red and yellow painted in, and it's cast in this blue with more of that, scratching and such with some red right there. And then more of the legs right down here. There's his boots with some nice yellow, blue, the red spikes. It's got peg holes on the bottom of the feet. And then on...
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Boy. Anyway, the painting does continue back here, along with the yellow, the belt, and also on the back of the boots. And then also, his cape right here is actually a really cool sculpt right here. You can see those molded in sculpts, and he's also got the torn bits right there on the end of the cape. And overall, I like how it looks. Part of me wishes that this was cloth, but this is pliable enough that it doesn't bother me all that much. But overall, I really... Throughout the entire review, some of you comic book readers of this character might be wondering if I'm going to be saying yes a lot.
No.
Answer is, of course... Now let's get into Death's Head's articulation. So his head can look up about that far, which is pretty good range. He can look down about that far. He can look left to right on this ball joint. Thankfully, it just clears the shoulder pads enough so you can have a full 360. And then a little bit of head pivoting, not really. The shoulder pads here, again, are of a pliable material, so they do kind of accommodate to him rotating his shoulders all the way around. His shoulders can move outward all the way up. Also, I would like to mention while I'm doing the articulation, all the joints and the plastic here, whew, is this guy expensive. Because, whew, is this guy expensive. He's got a bicep swivel right here, and slightly disappointing, but he only has a single jointed elbow that bends at 90 degrees. Really would have liked some double jointed elbows. Honestly, I don't care if they're pinned or pinless or whatever. I just wish they were double jointed. All of his wrists do rotate, and they do have the hinge, so they can hinge up and down, as you can see. He does have an arching back and an ab crunch that has that ratcheting joint. He does have a waist swivel in there. His hips can rotate forward that far. They can rotate back, not very far. Rotate back, not very far. And then his hips can move outward about that far. Again, you can try to adjust this as much as you can to, try to make it do more. He does have a thigh swivel. And then his knees were the only bit that felt really tight out of the box. And so it did take me a while to really work the double jointed elbows, the double jointed knees to it. And then he also has a boot swivel right here. Ankles can move up, they can move down. He does get some nice ankle pivot. And yeah. And now getting into some comparisons here. Here is Death's Head compared next to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mantis Build-A-Figure Waves Death's Head 2. And this was based on an alternate universe mind-swapping whole ordeal that honestly isn't the best design for Death's Head. I still prefer the more traditional / more modern look. Here he is compared next to the Transformers Kingdom Commander class Rodimus Prime. This was a character that he tangoed with and went toe-to-toe with a lot during the Marvel UK comic book run, and so I wanted to make sure I had a comparison between the two. And I like the sizing between these two characters. I like how, even though he's a Marvel Legends, he's still big enough that he can take on Rodimus, just like in those comic books. But yeah, when he jumped universes from the Transformers universe to the Marvel Comics, superhero universe, he became more shrunken down and I think he's 6'6" or something. Bombastic Bagman is a comparison. I don't freaking know. And that is basically it for my review on the San Diego Comic-Con Cyborg Bounty Hunter from Marvel Comics. And of course, this figure was going to appeal to me very heavily because I am both a Marvel fan and a Transformers fan. So with this guy being kind of a fusion between the two, it's so great. I really like this figure. I'm really happy that I did get him and that he even exists in the first place. Because again, he's kind of an obscure character because he originated in the Marvel UK comic books, so it's kind of understandable why they made him an exclusive. That being said, I'm still mad that they did make him an exclusive because this guy has been one of my most requested Marvel Legends to be made from Hasbro, and they finally did, but it was a freaking exclusive, especially SDCC exclusive on top of that. But again, I still managed to get my hands on one from my local comic book shop, so we're all good. But that being said, I do have some small complaints, which is mostly the double jointed elbows, and then his knees, again, he does have the double joints, but they ended up being very stiff that I felt like I was going to break something out of the box because of just how stiff they were. So again, had to take the hair dryer and all that whole annoying process, but now he feels completely fine, and I'm pretty happy with the figure. It's just, again, this might, if you're really trying to get this figure, it might be a bit of a hassle. So, like, again, he is a great figure. With all that aside, I do love this figure. He's got great details. Again, he feels sturdy and strong. It's just, again, a little too strong in some areas. And I just overall love the detail, the amount of accessories. If I was really going to complain, I would have liked maybe just some little, like, blast effects or weapon effect parts or even a gun. Or he has used a gun a couple times in the comic books, and, like, I don't know. Maybe they'll make another Death's Head later in the future that looks like the original 1980s run Marvel Comics Transformers UK look. But for now, I'm also still happy with this particular version as well, because I do love this particular outfit from the more modern comic books for Death's Head. So if I had to give this figure a rating, I give him a very, very solid 9 out of 10. It's just, again, those teeny little complaints have left me, feeling a little bit nervous around this figure, but now that they've kind of been resolved, I now feel a lot more comfortable. It's just, again, buyer beware when opening him out of the box, because, again, you do not want to break this thing because it's an SDCC exclusive. But anyway, that is basically it for this review. If you guys liked it, give me a like on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this figure and what you thought of my review style. And, yeah, subscribe to the channel for more Marvel Legends and action figure videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.